Inside the epic self-destruction of T.J. Miller. Last summer, T.J. Miller joked in an interview that he wanted to occupy the Lindsay Lohan train wreck but not quite persona currently missing from Hollywood. Looks like he's hit his goal. On April 9, the former Silicon Valley star was arrested after calling in a bogus bomb threat while traveling aboard an Amtrak train headed to NYC from Washington, D.C. According to the Department of Justice, Miller called 911 on March 18 stating that a female passenger had a bomb in her bag. A Miller insider said the comedian genuinely believed that the bomb threat was true. That's why he left his name and number. No explosives were found. An attendant in the first-class car told officials that Miller was intoxicated when he boarded the train and downed 2 glasses of wine and 2 double scotch and sodas while on board. Miller started a hostile exchange with a woman sitting a few rows away, according to court papers, after she rebuffed his flirtatious advances, and it is believed he called in a false bomb threat to retaliate. He was kicked off the train for drunken misconduct before the bomb squad arrived. Miller was released on $100,000 bail and is now awaiting trial. It's just the latest weird behavior that makes no sense for a star on the rise. In 2016, Miller was arrested for allegedly assaulting an Uber driver in Los Angeles over a disagreement about Donald Trump. The following year, he and his wife, artist and actress Kate Corney, were kicked out of a casino in Monte Carlo. 7 months later, he went on a hateful tirade after a transgender acquaintance, Danielle Salzman, pointed out a transphobic joke on his website. Miller called Salzman a weird, strange, terrible man, among other insults. See also /picture / the real reason T.J. Miller left and number 039 Silicon Valley and number 039. Miller was accused of showing up late, acting explosive, falling. /article and then there were the stories about him showing up drunk and high to the Silicon Valley set, which Miller has denied. Nonetheless, fans were shocked in May 2017 when he announced he was walking away from the buzzy HBO show, and his popular character, Ehrlich. Miller then publicly attacked show producers, stars and Hollywood execs in a series of scathing interviews, stating that he doesn't like executive producer Alec Berg. "I don't know how smart Alec is, and that William Morris Endeavor honcho Ari Emanuel only cares about money, collecting chips." One common denominator in Miller's escapade seems to be substance use. "He has substance abuse issues," said a source close to Miller. "He has a good heart and is sort of a sad guy who does things that make you shake your head." Miller's representative had no comment on the allegations in this story. But sources also tell the Post that Miller loves to shock people. "Basically he's someone who embraces the contrarian perspective so tightly that he actually starves his career of the oxygen it needs," said the source close to him. "It's ridiculous." Now, as the 36-year-old comic faces up to 5 years in jail, friends and colleagues are wondering, has Miller finally taken the joke too far? In the beginning of his career, sources said, the actor's outlandish antics worked in his favor. Having grown up in Denver, one of 2 children of a lawyer father and psychologist mother, Miller graduated from George Washington University in 2003 and moved to Chicago, where he became an integral member of the city's stand-up comedy scene. The more wild he was, the more his agents and managers applauded his behavior, said Miller's ex-girlfriend, comedian J.C. Cockley, who cites the time he parachuted into the Emoji Movie premiere in Cannes last May as a prime example. See also /picture / T.J. Miller and wife deny sexual assault allegations against him. A woman has accused T.J. Miller of sexually assaulting her and /article Cockley, who dated Miller in 2009 when the wacky stand-up comedian was just gaining traction in Hollywood, recalls him showing up at her magazine job in Los Angeles hammered and really f-dashed up and in blue face, straight from what he said was a Blue Man Group audition. He did a wild audition for Yogi Bear, with a live bear from the Hollywood Animals Ranch, and then got it, Cockley added. So he was on this strain of, if I do really wild and crazy things, this is how I'm booking things. He was noticing a trend of what he could get away with. Agents loved it. They would never invite an artist like TJ to their wedding, but they wanted to make money off of him. Miller's career was on a roll. In 2008 he made his film debut in Cloverfield and soon landed roles in movies including She's Out of My League and the fourth Transformers flick, as well as a Comedy Central special. But, colleagues said, you never knew what you were going to get with Miller. We always thought he was kind of doing a character, said a former staff member of Chelsea Lately, the E! show hosted by Chelsea Handler on which Miller often appeared. Did it ever feel like you were having a straight, real conversation with him? No. But it was just what I accepted about TJ. He was very friendly and supportive and complimentary. Cockley recalls a trip she and Miller took to what she terms his family's mansion in Denver for his father's annual Ferrari rally. We show up for this big dinner and there are name tags on the table, said Cockley. My name is written in and another girl's name is scratched out. Cockley recalls being humiliated that Miller had originally invited another date. It was almost a game to him, she said of how Miller approached romantic relationships, and just about everything else in his life. He even hired a bodyguard, she said, to get a rise out of people. See also /picture /a TJ Miller. I got kicked out of a casino in Monte Carlo. They kicked us out of the Monte Carlo casino, lamented. /article It was performance art, said the source close to Miller. That's a big part of who he is. According to Cockley, Miller thrives on drama. He didn't care if he was arrested or whatever. He just wants to constantly be creating and have no rules, she said. If he showed up late or didn't show up at all or was a mess on set, he got off on that stuff. But while people like Cockley could forgive Miller's less serious offenses, his substance abuse issues were becoming harder to ignore. He had cabinets filled with whippets in his Hollywood apartment, she said of the nitrous oxide dispensers used to get a euphoric high. There were no plates. This is a guy who would drink so much that he would fall asleep in my car in my garage and I would leave him there overnight because I couldn't get him back in my bed, said Cockley. Still, Miller's career wasn't suffering, at first. He would be up, on 3 hours of sleep and go to audition and book it, nail it, Cockley recalled. But things caught up with Miller as he landed more work, including roles in How to Train Your Dragon 2, Big Hero 6.